We're at Santa Pod today, and last time we came here we had our Mark 7 Golf R and had the best, well the worst day, but the best end to the day, where we managed to get the world record for the fastest 2 litre. So we did a 9.3 quarter mile on that trip.
Yeah.
Tony will attest to just how stressful it was the whole day.
Yeah, the video won't really show how the event goes, but ultimately by the end of this video we hope we'll beat the world record, so keep watching.
The idea today is to try and do better than we did last time.
Yeah.
When we were here last time we had problems with the transmission, and when I say problems, it was just the gearbox was never really up for handling that amount of power, so we've now put a DQ500 gearbox in it from an RS3. Spent a bit of time dialing that in, but it's a 6.5 hour drive for us all the way from Scotland to come and test it on a surface like this, and we have extra grip, which brings other challenges, drive shafts, prop shafts. But if the car hooks up and it goes through the gears the way we want it to, the way we expect it to, then there isn't any reason why the car won't better our time from last.
100%, yeah.
I think we're wishing for
a better world record, a stronger world record, but let's just go see how deep we can go. We've got a couple of other customer cars here as well, so let's see how it goes.
First run was essentially just to see what the car does down the quarter mile and gather some data. We limited the boost by gear in first, second and third, gave it a bit more boost in fourth. I predicted a 9.6 quarter mile and it ran a 9.6, so that's a particularly good start. So right now we're just checking to make sure everything did what we expected it to do. It did, and we're going to give it a bit more now, and hopefully the car goes a bit faster. The gearbox has been helpful, definitely. I'm not concerned about snapping the gearbox, I'm more concerned about breaking shafts or prop shaft or things like that, but engine wise we can definitely run an awful lot more pressure. I just don't want to do it all at once. I think ultimately we have a goal, and the goal would be to try and dip into the 8s. Whether the car will do that or not will remain to be seen, but I don't think it will be done through rushing it. I think we need to be gentle, and I think we just need to get data and increase the power as the day goes on.
Last time I was at Pod, it was a stock engine on a hybrid turbo and it ran a 9.7. Since then we've built the engine, which is obviously consists of pistons, rods, valves and valve springs from RE Performance. We've done a H Performance billet inlet manifold, obviously custom 4-inch intake, Precision 76-75 turbo from Nortec. DCT clutches and a wave track diff, and then added some Recaro pole position seats to it, and some fuel lines, low pressure fuel pump kind of stuff, so fueling. But aye, obviously.
What have you done on your first run?
9.16 at 154 in the first run. Hopefully turn it up a little bit and go 8s, or just learn how to drive it better. Aye.
see an 8-second bar.
So since the 9.1 went out once more, done a 9.0, 154, been battling traffic, track stoppages, everything like that. Just went out there, quick 60-foot test hit, won a 1.41 60-foot. So hopefully that's gearing us up for a high 8-second quarter mile. So we'll just need to wait and see.
So as you can see, it's getting a bit dark outside after a 3-4 hour delay this morning before we could even start racing. We've had a couple other delays in there, a rain break, a lunch break, a dinner break, a couple of broken cars on the road. So we've only managed 2 or 3 passes at this point, so starting to dial them in, running a 9.5 at the moment, so we need to hit 9.2 before we're happy on this car, so tune in the next couple of hours and see if we do it.
That's great.
Well done, buddy. Well done, man. Well done, bro.
Fucking sus. A 1.9.
As soon as it left that line.
1.9.
That was a biggie.
Huh?
8.9 seconds. 8.90 at 155. 1.9 not to 60. What an end to a day. Oh, that was good.
Good day, handsome man coming through.
Well, the track took quite a long time to open, so we were limited on the amount of runs we could do. Our own car went out, did its first run, we were happy with it, did a 9.6. It was on a moderate setting, that's what we expected it to do. Got the data from that, turned it up a little bit, had some traction issues, played with it a little bit more, and then unfortunately broke a drive shaft. So the boys been spending a bit of time trying to fix that. Unfortunately, at this point the track's closed. But in the interim, the great news was that Peter, with his TTRS, which is a 2 litre TFSI, that did a 10.007, I think it was. He was looking for a 9. He really isn't a heartbeat away from that. And Sean, I think, is probably the result of the day, because he wanted to run an 8. And just with a little bit of work and refinement throughout the day, he ran 2 back to back. So he did an 8.8 and he did an 8.7. So in one of the runs, because we were dialing in the launch, he ran a 1.39 60 foot. So a 1.39 60 foot on a stock ECU, on a car that has got weight to come out of it, is, we're all really proud of that. So I am going to come back here tomorrow morning with our Golf. The boys have put together a drive shaft, got the tools out and managed to fix it. So I'll give it a couple of cracks in the morning if the weather permits, and we'll see if the Golf can do what we want it to do. We're back at Ecotune headquarters. Santa Pod was rained off. We didn't get to go back to track. Wee bit upset about that. We'll move on. We'll go back out next season. The car will get the outcome we want. I'm sure of that. A couple of great results for other customers. Peter's TTRS EA113 2 litre TFSI ran a 10.0000 something. So he will get a 9 next season, or I'll be upset about that. Sean, he stormed into the 8s with an 8.7. Great result. Really delighted for him. And that car's got so much more to come, for a fact. So watch out for that car next season, and we'll be back.